नमस्कार, ट्यून ऑडियो चैनल में आप सभी का स्वागत है।
नमस्कार।
आज की ये विशेष प्रस्तुति घनश्याम सर द्वारा तैयार और संपादित की गई है।
जी, और ये सामग्री असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर यूजीसी नेट, सेट, टीजीटी, पीजीटी, जीआईसी, एलटी ग्रेड और अंग्रेजी से जुड़ी अन्य सभी प्रतियोगी परीक्षाओं के लिए अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण है।
बिल्कुल। तो चलिए बिना किसी देरी के शुरू करते हैं। हमारा पहला सवाल है, हु इज नोन एज द फादर ऑफ इंग्लिश?
जेफरी चॉसर।
जेफरी चॉसर, ठीक है। अगला सवाल, चॉसर्स पोएटिक करियर इज डिवाइडेड इनटू
3 periods।
3 periods। अच्छा, तो चॉसर्स फर्स्ट पीरियड इज इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय
फ्रेंच लिटरेचर।
फ्रेंच लिटरेचर, और दूसरा चॉसर्स सेकंड पीरियड इज इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय
इटालियन लिटरेचर।
इटालियन लिटरेचर। तो फिर तीसरा दौर, द थर्ड पीरियड ऑफ चॉसर्स करियर इज कॉल्ड
द इंग्लिश पीरियड।
द इंग्लिश पीरियड, बिल्कुल। अच्छा, ये बताइए, हु इंट्रोड्यूस द हीरोइक कपलेट इन इंग्लिश?
जेफरी चॉसर।
Again, Chaucer. And who used rhyme royal for the first time?
जॉफरी चॉसर।
ठीक है, वो भी चौसा। एक और सवाल है, who married the child daughter of the king of France?
रिचर्ड II।
Richard II. Okay. And who called Chaucer the father of English poetry?
मैथ्यू आर्नल्ड।
Matthew Arnold. Right. अब चौसर की पहली कविता के बारे में बताइए। Chaucer's first poem is
द रोमांट ऑफ द रोज।
The Romance of the Rose. And which poem is called the best of the French period?
द बुक ऑफ द डचेस।
The Book of the Duchess. अच्छा, Geoffrey Chaucer is known much for his
रियलिज्म।
realism. सही। अब एक कानूनी सवाल. A statute that allowed English in law courts was introduced in the year
1362।
1362. And Chaucer was born during the reign of
एडवर्ड III।
Edward III. अच्छा. In the prologue to the Canterbury Tales, Chaucer used 10
syllabic lines।
10 syllabic lines, but in the Book of the Duchess, Chaucer made use of the
8 syllabic lines।
8 syllabic lines. ठीक है. The rising chivalry of Chaucer's time is portrayed in the character
स्क्वायर।
the Squire, who said the Chaucerian inferiority is well marked in satire.
यू वॉकर।
Hugh Walker. Okay. New learning was brought to England in the year
1499।
1499. Romantic movement had its symptoms in the
ballads of 15th century।
15th century ballads. Acha, Langland's Piers the Plowman is a satire on
clergy।
clergy. And who presented the fear caused by the peasants' revolt?
गावर।
Gower. Right. Henry IV reigned England during
1399-1413।
1399 to 1413. Chaucer used his rhyme royal stanza in
Troilus and Crusader।
Troilus and Crusade. Acha, Chaucer referred to the stormy people in
द ट्रॉक्स डे।
the Clerk's Tale.
और ये हॉरेस टॉमी पीपल किसे रेफर करता है?
The peasants' revolt.
Peasants' revolt,
Right.
right. In Chaucer's characters, who is shown to be in love for gold?
Doctor of Physic.
Doctor of Physic, okay. Orpheus, Eurydice, and The Wolf and the Lamb were written by
Henryson.
Henryson.
And in Douglas's King Heart, Heart is
The Heart of Life।
the heart of life. ठीक है. Squire Meldrum, a poem full of romance and realism, was written by
Lindsay।
Lindsay. And Palace of Honor was written by
Gavin Douglas।
Gavin Douglas. The proponent of the geocentric theory was
Ptolemy।
Ptolemy.
Right।
Philip Sidney's Astrophel and Stella contains
108 sonnets।
108 sonnets. और ये sonnets किसे addressed हैं?
Lady Penelope।
Lady Penelope. Who called Spenser the poet's poet?
Charles Lamb।
Charles Lamb, ये बहुत मशहूर है. अच्छा, the 4 hymns were composed by
Edmund Spenser।
Edmund Spenser. और ये किसने कहा? There is something in Spenser that pleases one as strongly in one's old age as it did in one's youth.
Alexander Pope।
Alexander Pope. Lollards are those who followed
Wycliffe।
Wycliffe. How many ladies are there in the prologue?
3।
3. Okay. Who wrote the poem Pearl?
Anonymous।
Anonymous. The break between Scotland and England is shown by
Barber।
Barber. Acha. Chaucer died during the reign of
Henry IV।
Henry IV. And Wycliffe's translation of the Bible came into existence in
1382।
1382. Seneca was a
Roman dramatist।
Roman dramatist. And Senecan plays were rendered into English by
Christopher Marlowe।
Christopher Marlowe. A collection of all Senecan plays was published in the year
1581.
1581, Sackville and Norton produced the first tragedy in English named Gorboduc in
1562.
1562, Gorboduc. Who wrote Roxana, which came out in 1592?
Alabaster.
Alabaster. Who wrote The Revenger's Tragedy and The Atheist Tragedy?
Chorna.
Tornia. Chaucer borrowed his prose story, The Tale of Melody, from
Jean de Meun.
Jean de Meun. Right. Chaucer's treatise on the astrolabe is a translation of
Masahala's work.
Masahala. Okay. Mandeville's Travels appeared about the year
1356.
1356. Who said, in Chaucer's England, we see for the first time the modern mingling with the medieval?
Trevelyan.
Trevelyan. And who said, to see the marvel of the rising of literary prose style in English, there is no better way than to read Mandeville?
Sainsbury.
Sainsbury. Who wrote Satire of the Three Estates and The Scourge of Villainy in 1598?
John Marston.
John Marston, who said, for not keeping the accent, Dunny deserved to be hanged.
Ben Jonson.
Ben Jonson. Metamorphosis of Pygmalion's Image was published by
Marston.
Marston again. George Gascoigne's The Adventures of Master F.J. was published in
1573.
1573. And The Adventures of Master F.J. depicts the
English country house life.
English country house life. The chief motto, a golden sentence is worth a world of treasure, is applicable to
Euphies.
Lilly's Euphies. Richard Hooker's last book, Ecclesiastical Polity, came out in the year
1597.
1597. This is interesting. While Chaucer used high words for the month April, a 20th century poet mentions April as the cruelest month. Who is he?
T.S. Eliot.
T.S. Eliot, of course. The 100 Years' War began in the year
1337.
1337. What is the gift to the best storyteller in the Canterbury Tales?
A supper paid for by the other pilgrims.
A supper.
Right. The period 1066-1500 is known as the
Middle English period.
Middle English period. George Peele's The Old Wives' Tale is a
Satire on the contemporary drama.
satire. Who called Chaucer the well of English undefined?
Edwin Spencer.
Spencer. And what does the well of English undefined mean?
Chaucer's avoidance of foreign influence.
Avoidance of foreign influence. In The Merchant of Venice, who sings the song, Tell Me Where Is Fancy Bred?
It's sung for Bassanio before he chooses the casket.
Right, a poet who lived during the period of three kings, namely Edward III, Richard II, and Henry IV was
Chaucer again.
Chaucer again. Mariana listens to the song, Take Those Lips Away in
Measure for Measure.
Measure for Measure. God's is the Wind and Art Thou Poor are the songs composed by
Thomas Dekker, who found English a dialect and left it a language.
This is often attributed to Chaucer, popularized by critics like Lowes.
Right. William Blake said, their traits are universal, their lineaments are universal. Human life beyond which nature never steps. Who are they?
Chaucer's characters.
Chaucer's characters. Wycliffe translated the Bible originally from
Latin.
Latin. In 1388, Wycliffe's translations of the Bible was revised by
John Purvey.
John Purvey. What is rhyme royal?
A 7-line stanza in iambic pentameter, rhyming ABABBC.
Right. Which poem celebrates the betrothal of Richard II and Anne of Bohemia?
The Parliament of Fowls.
The Parliament of Fowls. The 100 Years' War ended in the year
1453.
1453. How many characters are there in the prologue?
29 pilgrims, plus the narrator, making it 30, and the host.
Right, around 30. Who said about Chaucer's worldwide view that here is God's plenty?
John Dryden.
John Dryden. And who said Chaucer's characters are individuals as well as types, not mere phantoms of the brain, but real human beings?
A.C. Ward.
A.C. Ward. Who was Froissart?
A political and military chronicler of France.
A chronicler. Froissart was the contemporary of
Geoffrey Chaucer.
Chaucer, who wrote Book of Philip Sparrow, in which a cat kills the pet bird of a girl.
John Skelton.
John Skelton. King James I married Lady Jane Beaufort in
1424.
1424. Thistle and the Rose celebrates the marriage of James IV to Margaret Tudor. Who wrote this allegory?
Dunbar.
William Dunbar. Henderson's The Two Merry Women is
A satire on the drinking habit of women.
A satire. The word Renaissance seems to have been first used in the book.
Used by Jules Michelet in his History de France.
History de France. The birthplace of Renaissance was
Italy.
Italy. Which dialect is the source language of English?
East Midland.
East Midland dialect. Who is known as the father of humanism?
Petrarch.
Petrarch. The Renaissance was young during the period?
1579-1603.
Okay. Who has been hailed as the touchstone of the English poetic sensibility?
Philip Sidney.
Philip Sidney. And who is known as the morning star of Reformation?
John Wycliffe.
Wycliffe. Who introduced the sonnet form in England?
Wyatt and Surrey.
Wyatt and Surrey. Chaucer's Troilus and Cresside is a
Love tragedy.
love tragedy. In the prologue, Chaucer describes the fading chivalry in the character,
Knight.
the knight. Miles Coverdale's The Bible came out in
1535.
1535. Lyly's Euphues was published in Shakespeare's The Quality of Mercy speech occurs in
The Merchant of Venice.
The Merchant of Venice. Who wrote the history of Richard III and dialogue concerning heresies?
Thomas More.
Thomas More. In Spenser's Legend of Courtesy, Sir Calidore is the prototype of
Philip Sidney.
Philip Sidney. In The Fairy Queen, Queen Elizabeth is represented as
Gloriana and also Una and Bilphoebe, among others.
right. Duessa, a character in The Fairy Queen, is the prototype of
Queen Mary.
Queen Mary. In Homer's Odyssey, Ulysses was the king of
Ithaca.
Ithaca. Dante addressed his love sonnets to
Beatrice.
Beatrice, and Petrarch addressed his love sonnets to
Laura.
Laura. Spenser's Amoretti was published in
1595.
1595. Spenser's 89 sonnets in Amoretti are addressed to
Elizabeth Boyle.
Elizabeth Boyle. Shakespeare wrote
154 sonnets.
154 sonnets. Out of 154 sonnets, 126 of Shakespeare's sonnets are addressed to
A young man, often called the fair youth or Mr. W.H.
Mr. W.H. Into how many books is the House of Fame divided?
3.
3. La Fontaine is famous for
Fables.
fables. The fall of Constantinople to the Turks took place in the year
1453.
1453. Two names related to the beginning of Renaissance are
Petrarch and Boccaccio.
Petrarch and Boccaccio. Battle of Agenscourt took place in the year
1415.
1415. Which of Gower's work is in English?
Confessio Amantis.
Confessio Amantis. And Vox Clamentis was written in
Latin.
Latin. Speculum Meditantis was written in
French.
French. John Barber's Bruce was written in the year
1375.
1375. Confessio Amantis was written in the year
1390.
1390. Mallory's Motte da Arthur was written in the year
1469.
1469. Sermons, published in 1549, was written by
Hugh Latimer.
Hugh Latimer. And Sermons is a work of
Prose.
prose, who mocked alliterative verse by calling it rhyming rum, raff, roof.
Geoffrey Chaucer.
Chaucer. And Geoffrey Chaucer ridiculed the doggerel rhymes in
Rhyme of Sethopus.
Sethopus. The defeat of Spanish Armada took place in the year
1588.
1588. Name the character who utters the lines, "When sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions," in Hamlet.
Claudius.
Claudius. Every man is an anonymous
Morality play.
morality play. Drayton, Webster, Middleton, and Samuel Daniel were English poets of the
Elizabethan and Jacobean age.
right. The pleasures of the earth are fully expressed in the play
Tamburlaine.
Tamburlaine. The humanists of 15th centuries studied the classics known as
Literae Humaniores.
Literae Humaniores. Battle of Castiglione took place in the year
1453.
1453. Musica Transalpina, a collection of songs from 1588, was written by
Nicholas Yonge.
Nicholas Yonge. The song ending with "The spotted sneaks with double tongue" is taken from the play
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
A Midsummer Night's Dream. How many works did Caxton translate?
Around 24.
24. The Game and the Play of the Chess is a work by
Caxton.
Caxton. Governance of England is a work by
Fortescue.
Fortescue. Thomas More's Utopia was published in the year
1516.
1516. The Kingdom of Nowhere is another name of
Utopia.
Utopia. Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales was begun around
1387.
1387. Which one is considered to be the true prologue to the Renaissance?
Utopia.
Utopia again. Who presented the real picture of 14th century English life?
Chaucer.
Chaucer. Columbus discovered America in the year
He reached the Americas in 1492.
1492. Vasco da Gama reached India in the year
1498.
1498. Caxton printed Morte-d'Arthurs in
1485.
1485. Surrey's sonnets are addressed to
Lady Elizabeth Fitzgerald or Geraldine.
Geraldine. Tottle's Miscellaneous is a collection of
Songs, sonnets and lyrics, about 300 of them.
Right. Sackville's Induction was written in
Rhyme Royal.
Rhyme Royal. The Mirror for Magistrates was written by
Thomas Sackville and several others contributed.
Sackville. During the pilgrimage, Chaucer told a story titled
The Tale of Melibea,
The Tale of Melibea. Dunbar satirized his law courts in his
Siding from the Session,
Tiding from the Session. Dunbar's satire on Edinburgh is an attack on the
Dirty Conditions of the City,
dirty conditions. Elizabeth I succeeded. The Catholic ruler,
Mary I.
Mary I. Which book deals with the killings by the Catholic Queen Mary?
Book of Martyrs,
Book of Martyrs. And Book of Martyrs was written by
John Fox.
John Fox, who said Chaucer found English a dialect and left it a language.
Lowes,
Lowes. The Fall of Princes is a work by
Lydgate,
Lydgate. The fictional inn mentioned in the Canterbury Tales is
Tabardin,
the Tabard, who is of the view that Chaucer is not as great as the classicists.
Matthew Arnold.
Matthew Arnold. Donald Prater's book European of Yesterday is a biography of
Stefan Zweig.
Stefan Zweig. Which book was written by Nikolai Gogol?
The Overcoat.
To whom did Alexander Pope give the title Defender of the Faith?
It was originally granted to Henry VIII by the Pope.
Henry VIII. Battle of Pavia took place in the year
1525.
1525. Thomas More became the Chancellor in
1529.
1529. Dunbar's The Golden Targ, Lydgate's Temple of Glass, Stephen Hawes's Example of Virtue and Pastime of Pleasure are
Allegories.
allegories. Which of Lydgate's works describes the sufferings of the poor?
London Lickpenny.
London Lickpenny. Who is the host of Tabard Inn?
Harry Bailey.
Harry Bailey. Wyatt's love sonnets are, in total,
Around 30.
okay. Wyatt's sonnets were published in
Tottle's Miscellany.
Tottle's Miscellany. And Tottle's Miscellany was published in
1557.
1557. Wyatt's sonnets were composed in
He experimented with various forms, including terzerima.
terzerima. Why is the prologue called the prologue to modern fiction?
For its narrative unity and characterization.
For its narrative unity. John Gower wrote his first poem, Speculum Meditantis, in
French.
French, and his second poem, Vox Clamantis, in
Latin.
Latin. John Gower's third poem, Confessio Amantis, is written in
English.
English. Chaucer has been hailed as the morning star of
Renaissance.
Renaissance. Wycliffe's translation of the Bible appeared in
Around 1382.
1382. Wycliffe's English is
Simple, vigorous and pointed.
simple and vigorous. Which book has been influenced by Wycliffe's The Bible?
The authorized version of the Bible.
The authorized version. The barren period in English literature stretches from
1400 to 1516, roughly.
roughly. The Peasants' Revolt, also known as Tyler's Rebellion, began in
1381.
1381. In Chaucer's The Prologue, the Pilgrims started a 60-mile ride to Canterbury in
April.
April. The War of the Roses took place during the period
1455, 1485.
1455 to 1485. Ballads written in the 15th century were collected and published for the first time in
Bishop Percy's Reliquaries of Ancient English Poetry.
Bishop Percy's Reliquaries. Name the immensely popular form of poetry in the 15th century.
Ballad.
Ballad. Caxton set up a printing press at Westminster in
1476.
1476. Reginald Peacock wrote,
Repressor of overmuch blaming of the clergy and the Book of Faith.
right, Malory's Morte d'Arthur was published by Caxton in
1485.
1485. Which work of Tennyson was influenced by Malory's Morte d'Arthur?
The Idylls of the King.
The Ideals of the King. The first book printed in England was
The Dictes and Sayings of the Philosophers.
The Dictes and Sayings. British drama grew out of
Liturgy.
liturgy. The mystery plays dealt with
Biblical themes.
biblical themes. The miracle plays represented
A miracle in the lives of saints.
lives of saints. The morality plays are
Serious allegorical plays.
serious plays. The outstanding characteristic of interludes is
Humor.
humor. Which is the first play in English to employ allegory?
Mary Magdalene.
Mary Magdalene. Who is the first most gifted writer of the interlude?
John Haywood.
John Haywood. The main cause of the War of Roses was
The dynastic struggle between the houses of Lancaster and York.
dynastic struggle. King Henry VIII ascended to the throne of England in
1485.
1485. And King Henry VIII ascended to the throne of England in
1509.
1509. Who restored Roman Catholicism in England?
Queen Mary.
Queen Mary. The reign of Queen Elizabeth stretches from
1558-1603.
1558 to 1603. During Elizabeth's reign, England emerged as a noble and puissant nation. Who felt so?
Milton.
Milton. Renaissance was the manifestation of new life, the Middle Ages. Whose opinion is this?
Tilliard.
Tilliard. The Turks captured Constantinople in
1453.
1453 again.
Yep.
The fall of Constantinople resulted in the
Revival of Greek or classical learning.
revival of learning. Voyages and Discoveries was written by
Hakluyt.
Hakluyt. King Henry VIII issued the famous heroic declaration of renouncing the supremacy of Pope and of declaring himself the head of the English Church in
1534.
1534. Songs and sonnets known as Tottel's Miscellany appeared in
1557.
1557. Arcadia is a
Romance.
romance. Astrophel and Stella was written by
Philip Sidney.
Philip Sidney. Spenser's Epithalamium commemorates the occasion of
His marriage with Elizabeth Boyle.
Edmund Spenser's The Shepherd's Calendar is called so because
It is a series of pastoral eclogues for every month of the year.
Right. What is the general theme of The Shepherd's Calendar?
The unrequited love of Colin Clout for Rosalind.
Colin Clout's love. The first 3 books of the Fairy Queen were published during
1590.
1590.
Yeah.
Who is the central character in the Fairy Queen?
Prince Arthur.
Prince Arthur. The 12 knights in the Fairy Queen represent 12
Virtues.
virtues. A maiden queen that shone as Titan's ray in glistening gold and peerless precious stone.
Yes.
These lines occur in Edmund Spenser's
The Fairy Queen.
The Fairy Queen. W.H. Hudson's phrase, essentially the poet of the people, is applied to
William Langland.
William Langland. Sir Philip Sidney's The Defense of Poesy was published in
1595.
1595. Sidney's The Defense of Poesy was a response to
Stephen Gosson's School of Abuse.
Gosson's School of Abuse. Why is War of Roses known by that name?
Because the two houses used roses as their emblems, red for Lancaster, white for York.
Right, the roses. Calvin was a
French reformer,
French reformer. Utopia is described as
the true prelogue to the Renaissance.
prologue to the Renaissance. Arnold wrote, "With him is born our real poetry." Who does him refer to?
Chaucer.
Chaucer again. Spenser wrote a preface to the Fairy Queen in the form of a letter. Whom is this letter addressed to?
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Sir Walter Raleigh. Who does Prince Arthur marry in the end in Spenser's The Fairy Queen?
Gloriana.
Gloriana. Whom did Spenser commemorate in the elegy Astrophel?
Philip Ripuer. Sir Philip Sidney.
Sir Philip Sidney. Who sings the song Tell Me Where Fancy is Bred in The Merchant of Venice?
It is sung for Bassanio.
For Bassanio. In which Shakespearean comedy does the song Sigh No More Ladies occur?
Much Ado About Nothing.
Much Ado About Nothing. Who wrote Delia?
Samuel Daniels.
Samuel Daniel. As a writer of sonnets, Sir Philip Sidney was influenced by
Petrarch.
Petrarch. Who wrote the famous lines, "Since there's no help, Come, let us kiss and part. Nay, I have done, you get no more of me. Drayton, which book has been called the true prologue of Renaissance and the first modern monument of socialism.
Utopia.
Which is the first important treatise on education?
The Schoolmaster.
The Schoolmaster. Sir Francis Bacon was born in
1561.
who wrote The Advancement of Learning?
Francis Bacon.
Which
is the first picaresque novel in England?
Thomas Nashe's The Unfortunate Traveller or The Life of Jack Wilton.
The Unfortunate Traveller. Richard Hooker's The Laws of Ecclesiastical Polity appeared in
1594.
The Laws of the Ecclesiastical Polity is
A defense of the church against the Puritans.
a defense of the church.
Between 1592 and 1594, the theatres were closed due to
Plague.
the plague. The most important anti-dramatic book was
Gosson's School of Abuse.
School of Abuse. Who wrote the first revenge tragedy, the Spanish tragedy?
Thomas Kyde.
Thomas Kyde. Thomas Nashe is identified as one among the
University Wits.
university wits who wrote the real comedies in pre-Shakespearean drama.
John Lyly.
John Lyly, which is the first pure English comedy.
Ralph Royster Doyster.
Ralph Royster Doyster. Shakespeare's Othello is a
Tragedy.
tragedy. Shakespeare arrived in London around
1587.
1587, calls Marlowe the first great poet, the father of English tragedy, and the creator of blank verse.
Swinburne.
Marlowe's blank verse is also known as
Mighty Line.
Mighty Line, which is the only historical play of Christopher Marlowe.
Edward II.
Edward II, who said, Marlowe is the rapturous lyrist of limitless desire. Shakespeare is the majestic spokesman of an inexorable moral law.
F. Boas.
F. Boas, who wrote The Woman in the Moon, one of the earliest romantic comedies.
John Lilly.
John Lilly. Robert Greene wrote the play.
Friar Bacon and Friar Bungay.
Friar Bacon and Friar Bungay. The good angel and the evil angel appear in
Dr. Faustus.
Dr. Faustus. Who coined the phrase Marlowe's mighty line?
Ben Jonson.
Ben Jonson. The name of Shakespeare's birthplace is
Stratford-upon-Avon.
Stratford-upon-Avon. Who affirmed that Shakespeare knew small Latin and less Greek?
Ben Jonson.
Ben Jonson again. The title of a collection of verse which appeared in 1599 with Shakespeare's name on the title page is
The Passionate Pilgrim.
The Passionate Pilgrim. The first folio edition of Shakespeare's plays was printed in
1623.
Shakespeare dedicated his sonnets to a certain Mr. W.H. as being the only begetter of the sonnets. Who was he?
The identity is debated, but possibilities include William Herbert, the Earl of Pembroke.
William Herbert. Shakespeare addressed the second group of his sonnets to the Dark Lady. Who may be?
Mary Fitton. Also debated.
Mary Fitton. Which play of Shakespeare was omitted from the first folio edition?
Pericles, Prince of Tyre.
Pericles. Portia, a famous character, appears in The Merchant of Venice. The last play written by Shakespeare is
The Tempest, or Henry VIII in collaboration.
Right. Cowards die many times before their death. The valiant never taste of death but once. Who said this?
Julius Caesar. In Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar. Shakespeare's Twelfth Night has another title.
What Your Will.
What Your Will. Shakespeare played the roles of Adam and Ghost in
As You Like It and Hamlet, respectively.
As You Like It and Hamlet. Aegeus is a character in Shakespeare's
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
A Midsummer Night's Dream. Shakespeare's All's Well That Ends Well is called a
Problem comedy.
problem comedy. In which of Shakespeare's plays does bottom appear?
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
A Midsummer Night's Dream. Name the play which begins with the following line. If music be the food of love, play on.
Twelfth Night.
Twelfth Night. The dramatist who wrote only tragedies is
Christopher Marlowe.
Marlowe. Sir Thomas Lucy has been caricatured as Justice Shallow in Shakespeare's
The Merry Wives of Windsor.
Merry Wives of Windsor, whose burial took place inside the Stratford Church.
William Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. Hotspur is a character in Shakespeare's
Henry IV, Part 1.
Henry IV. Swear to wear strange suits. Who makes fun of Jacques in As You Like It like this?
Rosalind.
Rosalind. Which king of England was beheaded?
Charles I.
Charles I. Bohemia is a place in the play
The Winter's Tale.
The Winter's Tale. Caliban is a character in
The Tempest.
The Tempest, who in The Merchant of Venice said, "The quality of mercy is not strained."
Portia.
Portia. Malvolio is a character in
Twelfth Night.
Twelfth Night. Ariel is a character in
The Tempest.
The Tempest. In writing the Canterbury Tales, Chaucer was influenced by
Boccaccio's Decameron.
Decameron. The author of Beowulf is
Unknown.
unknown. The Anglo-Saxon period is often said to be from
450 to 1066.
450 to 1066. The name of the monster in Beowulf is
Grendel.
Grendel, who says, "Life, life, eternal life."
Christian in the Pilgrim's Progress.
Christian. Beatrice's love inspired a man to write an immortal poem. Who is that man?
Dante.
Dante. If Chaucer is the father of English poetry, he is the grandfather of English fiction. Who said so?
G.K. Chesterton.
Chesterton. The prevailing feature of Chaucer's humor is its
Urbanity.
urbanity. Men and women of every class of society in England are grouped around the jovial host of the
Tabard Inn.
Tabard Inn. Her holes wearing a fine scarlet reed. These lines in prologue describe
Wife of Bath.
Wife of Bath, what is this world? What asketh men to have? Where do these lines occur?
In The Knight's Tale.
The Knight's Tale. Chaucer wrote the Canterbury Tales in the reshaped and reformed
East Midland dialect.
East Midland dialect. Chaucer's first attempt in English to use the heroic couplet occurs in
The Legend of Good Women.
The Legend of Good Women. The pilgrims in prologue go on the pilgrimage to the tomb of
St. Thomas a Becket.
St. Thomas a Becket. The Book of the Duchess is
An allegory.
an allegory. Chaucerian's 7-line stanza is also known as
Rhyme Royal.
Rhyme Royal. The Black Death
The
was
terrible plague, bringing death and destruction.
the plague. The vision of William concerning Piers the Plowman is written by
William Langan.
William Langland. Piers the Plowman is
An allegory on human life.
an allegory. The main motive of Piers the Plowman is
Exposing the corruption of the church.
church corruption. In which 3 languages can Gower's works be divided?
Latin, French, English.
Latin, French, English. Chaucer's The Romaunt of the Rose is based on
Le Roman de la Rose.
Le Romaunt of the Rose. The Romaunt of the Rose is written in form
Octosyllabic couplets.
octosyllabic. Chaucer's Trillius and Crusade, which is adapted from Boccaccio, is dedicated to
Gower.
Gower. Which poem is the first known attempt in English to use the heroic couplet?
Chaucer's The Legend of Good Women.
The Legend of Good Women. Which book is considered the first novel in English literature?
Troilus and Crusade.
Troilus and Crusade. How many pilgrims go on a pilgrimage to the tomb of Thomas Becket?
29 pilgrims besides Chaucer.
Around 30. Who tells the last tale in the Canterbury Tales?
The Parson.
The parson.
The Tabard Inn is situated in
Southwark.
Southwark.
Uh.
How many tales are in the Canterbury Tales?
24 tales, some of which are unfinished.
24. Where is the tomb of Thomas Becket situated?
Canterbury Cathedral.
Canterbury. Which poem of Gower is written in French?
Speculum Meditantis.
Speculum Meditantis. Who was the first Scottish poet?
John Barber.
John Barber. Sir John Mandeville's book, Travels, was translated from
French into English.
French.
Caxton says, out of certain books of French about the book,
Maulery's Mordatha.
Mort Datha. Who was the king among the Scottish poets?
James I of Scotland.
James I. He composed his The King's Quair in
Rhyme Royal.
Rhyme Royal. The Testament of Squire Meldrum by Sir David Lindsay is a
Romantic biography.
romantic biography. Which poem is called the sequel of Chaucer's Troilus and Cresside?
Henderson's The Testament of Cresside.
The Testament of Cresside. Who is considered the chief among the Scottish Chaucerian poets?
Dunbar.
Dunbar. Which poem of Dunbar is written to celebrate the marriage of James IV?
The Thistle and the Royce.
The Thistle and the Royce. Which poem of John Skelton is addressed to Cardinal Wolsey?
Why come ye not to court?
Why come ye not to court? John Skelton's The Tunning of Eleanor Rumming is known for its
Realism.
realism. John Skelton's Magnificence is a
Morality play.
morality play. Skeltonics is a form of
Meter.
meter. Who was the friend of Chaucer?
John Gower and also John Lydgate was a great admirer.
Okay. Story of Thebes, which is considered as an addition to the Canterbury Tales, is written by
John Lydgate.
John Lydgate.
In which form is Thomas Hoccleve's La Male Regel written?
It is partly autobiographical.
Autobiographical. Which poem is written for the edification of Henry V?
Hoccleve's The Regiment of Princes.
The Regiment of Princes. Who was the writer of The Pastime of Pleasure?
Stephen Haas.
Stephen Haas.
Alexander Barclay's 13 Eclogues is the collection of
English pastorals.
English pastorals. The religious book, The Ways of Perfect Religion, is written by
John Fisher.
John Fisher. Sir Thomas More's Latin work, Utopia's English translation, came out in
1551.
1551. How many Petrarchan sonnets are in Edmund Spenser's Amoretti?
The sonnets are a mix of Petrarchan and Shakespearean forms, a unique Spenserian form.
Right. Spenser's The Fairy Queen is an
Allegorical poem.
Queen was published in 1590. In which year was its second installment published?
1596.
1596. Edmund Spenser introduced the Spenserian stanza consisting of
9 lines.
9 lines. Who introduced a couplet ending in the Petrarchan sonnet?
Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey.
Surrey. Sir Thomas Wyatt contributed his poem to
Tottle's Miscellany.
Tottle's Miscellany. Who is called the Earl of Surrey?
Henry Howard.
Henry Howard. Sackville's poems appeared in
A Marrow for Magistrates.
Mirror for Magistrates. What is the term coined by George Gascoigne?
Poulter's Measure.
Poulter's Measure. Gascoigne composed the Steel Glass in
Blank verse.
blank verse. The first prose comedy Supposes is written by
Gascoigne.
Gascoigne. How many sonnets are in Sir Philip Sidney's Astrophel and Stella?
108.
Modest Utopia.
Modest Utopia.
Sir Philip Sidney's Apology for Poetry was a reply to
Stephen Gosson's The School of Abuse.
The School of Abuse. Who is the writer of The Man in the Moon?
Drayton.
Drayton. Samuel Daniel's Delia is a
Sonnet series.
sonnet series. The Complaint of Rosamond, the Romans, is written by
Samuel Daniel.
Samuel Daniel. Which work of Samuel Daniel is considered a fine piece of criticism?
A defense of rhyme.
A defense of rhyme. How many writers are the members of University Wits?
7.
7. George Peele's The Famous Chronicle of King Edward I is a
Rambling chronicle play.
chronicle play. Robert Greene's play represents the Elizabethan life.
Friar Bacon and Friar Bungay.
Friar Bacon and Friar Bungay. Robert Greene's Alphonsus, King of Aragon, was an imitation of
Marlowe's Tamburlaine.
Tamburlaine. Which play is adapted from an English translation of Ariosto?
Grimm's Orlando Furioso.
Orlando Furioso. Who wrote the Scottish history of James IV, which has the vision of the life of a king?
Robert Greene.
Robert Greene? Who contributed to Marlowe's tragedy of Dido, Queen of Carthage?
Thomas Nash.
Thomas Nash. What is the subtitle of Thomas Nash's The Unfortunate Traveller?
The Life of Jack Wilton.
The Life of Jack Wilton, Thomas Nash's Summer's Last Will and Testament, is a
Satirical masque.
satirical masque. Who among the university wits collaborated with Shakespeare in Henry VI?
It's believed Marlowe and possibly others did.
Marlowe. Thomas Lodge's The Wounds of Civil War is a
Chronicle play.
chronicle play. Who is the writer of the Spanish tragedy?
Thomas Kyde.
Thomas Kyde. Where was Marlowe born?
Canterbury.
Canterbury. Who wrote Edward II?
Marlowe.
Marlowe. Which play of Marlowe is incomplete?
The Massacre at Paris.
The Massacre at Paris. Dr. Faustus is known for his thirst for
Knowledge and Power.
knowledge and power. Which play of Shakespeare remains unfinished?
Timon of Athens.
Timon of Athens. Shakespeare's English historical plays are based on
Holinshed's Chronicles.
Holinshed's Chronicles, who wrote about Shakespeare as he was the man who of all modern and perhaps ancient poets had the largest and most comprehensive soul.
John Dryden.
John Dryden. Shakespeare's Roman plays are based on
Plutarch's Lives.
Plutarch's Lives, who said that in Shakespeare's great tragedies, character is destiny.
A.C. Bradley.
E.C. Bradley. Which plays of Shakespeare are published in parts?
Henry IV and Henry IV.
Right. Ben Jonson, born in 1572, was buried in
Westminster Abbey.
Westminster Abbey. Who is called the father of English classical comedy?
Ben Jonson.
Ben Jonson. What is the subtitle of Ben Jonson's Timber?
Discoveries.
Discoveries. Who considered the chief function of literature is to instruct?
Ben Jonson.
Ben Jonson. Who wrote Drink to Me Only with Thine Eyes?
Ben Jonson.
Ben Jonson. His Catiline, his conspiracy is a
Historical tragedy.
historical tragedy. What is the subtitle of Ben Jonson's Volpone?
The Fox.
The Fox. What is the subtitle of Ben Jonson's Epicuna?
The Silent Woman.
The Silent Woman. Who died by the plague?
John Fletcher.
John Fletcher. Who wrote The Faithful Shepherdess?
John Fletcher.
John Fletcher. Which play is reminiscent of Shakespeare's Twelfth Night?
Philaster.
Philaster. Which play of George Chapman is based on the tragedies of Marlowe?
The Blind Beggar of Alexandria.
The Blind Beggar of Alexandria. Which play of George Chapman is considered the historical play of contemporary time?
The Tragedy of Shabbat.
Tragedy of Shabbat. Which play of John Marston is ridiculed by Ben Jonson in Poetaster?
Antonio's Revenge.
Antonio's Revenge. Who is called the Dickens of the Elizabethan age?
Thomas Dekker.
Thomas Dekker. In which play did Dekker collaborate with Massinger?
The Virgin Martyr.
The Virgin Martyr. Thomas Middleton's A Mad World, My Masters was published in
1608.
1608. Which play of Middleton is praised by Lamb?
The Witch.
The Witch. Middleton's The Witch has a strong resemblance to
Macbeth.
Macbeth.
Victoria and the Duchess, in Webster's The White Devil and the Duchess of Malfi, are considered the two finest women characters of the
Jacobean drama.
Jacobean drama, who wrote the Revenge's tragedy.
It's now attributed to Thomas Middleton.
Middleton.
In which two languages did Francis Bacon write?
English and Latin.
English and Latin. How many essays did Francis Bacon write?
58.
58. Bacon's essays first edition appeared in 1597, second in 1612, and the third in
1625.
1625. Thomas Middleton's The Spanish Gypsy is a
Tragicomedy.
tragicomedy. The best play of Thomas Heywood is
A Woman Killed with Kindness.
A Woman Killed with Kindness. Who wrote The Royal King and the Loyal Subject?
Thomas Heywood.
John Webster's The Duchess of Malfi is a
Tragedy.
tragedy. Bosilla is a character in
The Duchess of Malfi.
The Duchess of Malfi. The Fairy Queen is a
Moral allegory.
moral allegory. Who is the author of Toxophilus?
Roger Ascham.
Roger Ascham. Who is the first Tudor chronicler?
Edward Hall.
Edward Hall. Hooker's masterpiece is
The Laws of Ecclesiastical Polity.
The Laws of Ecclesiastical Polity. Who is the author of characters?
Sir Thomas Overbury.
Sir Thomas Overbury. Which is Burton's famous work?
The Anatomy of Melancholy.
The Anatomy of Melancholy. Burton's diction has a
Colloquial naturalness.
colloquial naturalness. Who is the first to make an attempt at translating the Bible into English?
John Wycliffe is credited with the first complete translation.
Wycliffe. Who said about comedy, sport with human follies, not with crimes?
Ben Jonson.
Ben Jonson. The first English plays were called
Mystery plays.
mystery plays. What is a pageant?
Movable stage or wagon.
Movable stage. What is an interlude?
An offshoot of the morality play, often humorous.
The play of the weather is an
Interlude.
interlude. Which figure of speech is used in moralities?
Personification.
Personification. Who is the writer of the first extant English comedy?
Nicholas Oodle.
Nicholas Oodle. Who is the writer of Ralph Royster Doyster?
Nicholas Oodle.
Nicholas Oodle. Which is the first work of George Peele?
The Arraignment of Paris.
The Arraignment of Paris. Peele's David and Bathsheba is based on a
Biblical story.
biblical story. What is Peele's history play?
Edward the Eye.
Edward the Eye. What is the first of Marlowe's plays?
Tamburlaine the Great.
Tamburlaine the Great. What is Marlowe's last play?
Edward II.
Edward II. Who used blank verse extensively in drama?
Marlowe.
Marlowe. Who is the writer of Alphonse's King of Aragon?
Robert Greene.
Robert Greene. What is the surviving play of Thomas Nash?
Summer's Last Will and Testament.
Summer's Last Will. Thomas Lodge's The Wounds of Civil War is a kind of
Chronicle play.
chronicle play. John Lyly's Endymion is an
Indirect reflection on the affair of Queen Elizabeth and Leicester.
right. John Lyly's Midas is
An allegory on the Spanish King Philip.
an allegory. Shakespeare's first period is called
Apprenticeship or training.
apprenticeship. Who describes Shakespeare's second period as Shakespeare in the world?
Dowden.
Dowden. What does Dowden say about Shakespeare's third period?
Out of the depths.
Out of the depths. The most dismal period of Shakespeare's career begins with a group of plays called
Dark comedies or problem plays.
dark comedies. Shakespeare's fourth period is referred as
On the Heights.
On the Heights. What are the last plays of Shakespeare?
Cymbeline, The Winter's Tale, and The Tempest.
The romances. Where is the purple passage, all the world's a stage used?
Shakespeare's As You Like It.
As you like it. What is the earliest tragedy of Shakespeare?
Titus, Andronicus, or Romeo and Juliet.
Right. Who is the writer of the monumental work Shakespearean tragedy?
A.C. Bradley.
A.C. Bradley. How is Shakespeare's tragic hero portrayed?
An eminent man.
An eminent man. How is Macbeth praised?
Bellona's bridegroom, Valor's minion.
Valor's minion. Who criticized Shakespeare as bored with himself, bored with people, bored with real life?
Lytton Strachey.
Lytton Strachey. Who questioned Lytton Strachey's theory of boredom?
E.M.W. Tilliard.
Tilliard. Which form is used in Book of the Duchess?
Allegory.
Allegory. Who is the first great comic character in English literature?
It's debated, but Falstaff is a strong contender. Cressetti is more tragicomic.
Falstaff, right. Who said about Chaucer, found English a dialect and left it a language?
Lois.
Lois. Who judged Chaucer's poetry as extremely musical and must be judged by the ear rather than by the eye?
Long.
Long. What meter is used by Gower?
Octosyllabic couplet.
Octosyllabic couplet. John Lydgate's The Temple of Glass is a
Dull allegory.
dull allegory. Where did Robert Henryson study?
Possibly at Glasgow University.
Glasgow. Who is the devout follower of James IV?
William Dunbar.
William Dunbar. Whose marriage is suggested by the Thistle and the Roys?
James IV and Margaret Trudeau.
Right. John Teresa was a
Priest.
priest.
Polychronicon is a translated work by
John Trevisa.
John Trevisa.
Who is the author of Polychronicon?
Higden.
Higden. Who translated the French Arthurian romances into English?
Mallory.
Mallory. Who is the author of The Book of Faith?
Reginald Peacock.
Reginald Peacock. Who is the first English printer?
William Caxton.
William Caxton.
Who introduced the printing press in England?
Caxton.
Caxton.
Robin Hood is known for
Ballads.
ballads. Arnold said, with him is born our real poetry. Whom does him refer to?
Chaucer.
Chaucer, who was Aeschylus.
An Athenian tragic dramatist.
Tragic dramatist. How many books are there in Virgil's Aeneid?
12.
12. Who was Achilles?
A Greek hero.
A Greek hero. Shakespeare used the longest word, honorifitabet unitapitos, in his play.
Love's Labour's Lost.
Love's Labour's Lost.
Hmm.
Who has been called the true child of the Renaissance?
Malo.
Marlowe.
Hmm.
Which is the single most important prose work in English before 1350?
Anne Crane Revley.
Anne Crane Revley. The Nut Brown Maid and Ballad of Chevy Chase are two ballads which were popular in
The 15th century.
15th century. Who is the first writer of the plain style?
Hugh Latimer.
Hugh Latimer. Who regretted, I took none heed neither of short nor of long?
Lydgate.
Lydgate. Which work of Occleve is partly autobiographical and partly a satire on poverty?
La Malregle.
La Malregle. Who was the first writer of the middle style?
Thomas More.
Thomas More. Who was the morning star of Elizabethan drama?
Marlowe.
Marlowe. The first tragedy is said to have been written by
Aeschylus.
Aeschylus, who says Matthew Arnold thinks too much of the uses of literature and too little of its pleasure.
A.C. Ward.
A.C. Ward, who said Arnold does not mean seriousness at all.
Lionel Trilling.
Lionel Trilling. According to Chesterton, Chaucer's high seriousness is seen in
His parodies like The Tale of Sir Thopas.
The Tale of Sir Thopas. The War of the Roses appears in the works of
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. The War of the Roses took place during
1455 to 85.
1455 to 85. The War of the Roses is called by that name because
The two parties had roses as their symbols.
right, the symbols. Lyly's Euphues was based on
An English translation of an Italian story.
Italian stories. Richard II was deposed in the year
1399.
1399, who was a chaplain to Edward III.
Wycliffe.
Wycliffe. Edward V reigned during the year
1483.
Hail, comely and clean are
Carols.
carols. A carol is a type of
Lyric song.
lyric. Carols were developed in the
Century.
15th.
15th.
Who was Calvin?
A French reformer.
French reformer. History of Troy was published by Caxton in
1474.
1474. Who introduced eclogues in England?
Barclay and Spencer popularized them.
Right. Eclogues basically had its birth in
Greece, with Theocritus.
Greece. Who influenced Henry Vaughan?
George Herbert.
George Herbert. Skelton's Book of Colin Clout was a satire on
Clergy.
clergy. Who charged Chaucer for a fondness for long speeches, for pedantic digressions?
A. Albert.
A. Albert, who said, of all writers of genius, Chaucer is the one with whom it is easiest to have a sense of comradeship.
Leguise.
Leguise, who said, when Langland cries aloud in anger threatening the world with hellfire, Chaucer looks on and smiles.
Huxley.
Huxley, who was the writer of Polychronicon in English?
John Treviser.
John Treviser. How many tales did Chaucer write in prose?
2.
2. Polychronicon was originally written in
Latin.
Latin. Who was the writer of Polychronicon?
Higden.
Higden. Eliot's Governor is
An educational prose treatise.
educational prose. Who was known as the Chaucer of Scotland?
Dunbar.
Dunbar. The first play in English with a regular plot, acts and scenes is
Ralph Royster Deister.
Ralph Royster Doyster. Who drank of Chaucer's well of English?
Spencer.
Spencer. Shakespeare was regarded as myriad-minded by
Coleridge.
Coleridge, who is known as the father of the independence.
Thomas Brown.
Thomas Brown, who said Geoffrey Chaucer is nearer to us than Alexander Pope.
G.L. Kittredge.
G.L. Kittredge, who said Chaucer is a perpetual fountain of good sense.
Dryden.
Dryden. The Old Testament was originally written in
Hebrew.
Hebrew. The New Testament was originally written in
Greek.
Greek. Spencer's Mother Hubbard's Tale is a satire on, written in
Politics. Heroic couplet.
Politics, Heroic couplet. More's Utopia was originally written in
Latin.
Latin. The line, what a piece of work is a man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, occurs in
Hamlet.
Hamlet. Nicholas Udall's Ralph Royster Doyster was produced around the year
1553.
1553. The Parliament passed a statute against those who attended conventicles in the year
1593.
1593. Who said, no bishop, no king?
James I.
James I. Mortimer is a character in
By Marlowe.
Edward II.
Edward II.
The theme of Boccaccio's Decameron is
Self-preservation and storytelling in the face of death.
right. Machiavelli is the author of
The Prince.
The Prince. Sir Toby Belch is a character in the play
Twelfth Night.
Twelfth Night. The ideal relation of husband and wife is depicted by Shakespeare through
Bassanio and Portia.
Bassanio and Portia. When did the Reformation begin in England?
In the 1530s, under Henry VIII.
Right. Who called Spencer the poet's poet?
Charles Lamb.
Charles Lamb. Who believed that the true end of poetry was delightful teaching?
Spencer, following Sidney.
Right. Spencer's Amoretti and Epithelion came out in the year
1595.
1595. Which poem of Spencer celebrates the marriage of the daughters of the Earl of Worcester?
Prothalamion.
Prothalamion. Idea's Mirror is a collection of sonnets by...
Michael Drayton.
Right. And Phyllis is a collection of sonnets by...
Lodge.
Lodge. Spencer's The Shepherd's Calendar came out in the year...
1579.
1579. The Shepherd's Calendar was inspired by...
Virgil and Theocritus.
Virgil and Theocritus. Two Cantos of Mutability is a title of the last book of...
The Fairy Queen.
The Fairy Queen. How many knights are there in The Fairy Queen?
6 in the completed books.
6. The Fairy Queen was planned to be written in...
12 books.
12. Castle of Health is a...
medical prose work.
medical prose. Out of 24 stories of the Canterbury Tales, how many stories are complete?
Around 22.
2 are fragmented.
22.
Reginald Peacock belonged to?
15th century.
15th century. Occleave's A Dialogue with a Friend is a satire on
Women.
women. The History of Richard III was written by
More.
More. Who wrote the poem Why Come Ye Not to Court?
John Skelton.
Skelton. Skelton's Book of Colin Clout satirizes
The Vice of the Clergy.
the clergy. A patriotic poem Wallace was written by
Blind Harry.
Blind Harry. Who was Lady Jane Beaufort?
Niece to Henry IV.
Niece of Henry IV. Who fell in love with Lady Jane Beaufort?
King James I of Scotland.
King James I. The pastime of pleasure and the example of virtue are
Allegories.
allegories. Stephen Hawes was an
English Chaucerian.
English Chaucerian. The Regiment of Princes is a satire on
Governance and advice to a prince.
governance. Barabbas is a character from
The Jew of Malta.
The Jew of Malta. Marlowe's The Jew of Malta is about
Love of wealth.
love of wealth. Dr. Faustus is a tragedy about the pursuit of
Worldly powers.
worldly powers. Gaveston is a character in
Edward II.
Edward II. Shakespeare's historical plays present the history of England from
1200 to 1550, roughly.
Okay, the book The Fall of Princes and The Temple of Glass are by
John Lydgate.
John Lydgate. Lily's Woman in the Moon is a
Play in verse.
play. Midas and Mother Bombay are the romantic plays by
John Lilly.
John Lilly. Which element is found in Lily's plays?
Wit and humor.
Wit and humor. Whose phrase is Marlowe's mighty line?
Ben Jonson.
Ben Jonson.
Battle of Poitiers took place in
1356.
1356. The Hundred Years' War was between
England and France.
England and France. Black Death in England broke out during the reign of
Edward III.
Edward III, who was of the view that Chaucer lacks high seriousness.
Matthew Arnold.
Matthew Arnold. The leader of the peasants' revolt was
Watch Tyler with John Ball as a spiritual leader.
John Ball. The peasants' revolt took place in the year
1381.
1381. Who said, "Pray you now, forget and forgive"?
King Lear.
King Lear. The line, "Best men are molded out of faults," occurs in
Measure for Measure.
Measure for Measure. In King Lear, the villain is
Edmund.
Edmund.
Is a dramatic romance.
The Winter's Tale.
The Winter's Tale. Prosper is a character in
The Tempest.
The Tempest.
The line, "O brave new world," occurs in the play. The Tempest.
The Tempest.
Mhm.
Who says of all Shakespeare's women, Imogen is the most perfect?
This view is associated with critics like Mrs. Jameson.
Mrs. Jameson, who remarked about Chaucer, it were an easy matter to produce some thousands of his verses, which are lame for want of half a foot.
Dryden.
Dryden. Diana is a sonnet sequence by
Henry Constable.
Henry Constable. Which book is recognized as an English Christian humanistic epic?
The Fairy Queen.
The Fairy Queen. Calvinists were also called
Presbyterians.
Presbyterians. The Puritan attack on Elizabeth took place in the year.
It was ongoing, but the Ma-Prelate controversy was in the late 1580s.
Okay, in 1579, the name of the Presbyterian leader was
Thomas Cartwright.
Thomas Cartwright.
The theatre, the curtain, was built in the year
1577,
1577. Philip Henslow built the theatre named,
the Rose. The Rose.
and the Rose was built in the year
1587,
1587, which is the most important theatre of the Elizabethan age.
the Globe.
The Globe. Ithamore is a character in the play.
The Jew of Malta.
The Jew of Malta. How many historical plays were written by Shakespeare?
10. Dealing with English history.
10. Belle Imperia is a character in the play,
The Spanish tragedy.
the Spanish tragedy. Shakespeare's Julius Caesar came out in the year
1599.
1599. The theatre, the Globe, was built in the year
1599.
1599. How many of Shakespeare's history plays are based on Roman history?
3.
3. George Gascon's comedy Supposes is a translation of
Ariosto's I Suppository.
Ariosto's work. Which play of Shakespeare is based on Gascon's Supposes?
The Taming of the Shrew.
Taming of the Shrew. The Globe was set on fire during an early performance of the play Henry VIII,
Henry VIII. And the globe was set on fire in the year
1613.
1613, which is a comedy of mistaken identity.
The Comedy of Errors,
The Comedy of Errors. The Jew of Malta appeared in the year
around 1592.
1592. The Tempest came out in the year
1611.
1611. Shakespeare's Comedy of Errors is based on
Plautus's Menacme.
Plautus. Totus mundus agit istrium means
All the world's a stage.
all the world's a stage. Shakespeare's Two Gentlemen of Verona came out in
The early 1590s,
Angelo is a character in the play
Measure for Measure.
Measure for Measure, which play is known as The Tragedy of Time,
Troilus and Cressida.
Troilus and Cressida. The globe, which was set on fire, was rebuilt in the year
1614.
1614. Which of Shakespeare's play is known as the revenge tragedy?
Titus Andronicus and Hamlet.
Titus Andronicus, who regards Shakespeare's early comedies as joyous, refined, romantic.
Dowden.
Dowden. Viola is the heroine of the play,
Twelfth Night.
Twelfth Night. Shakespeare's Coriolanus came out in the year
1608.
1608. Thomas Kyde was arrested in 1593 because of his
Possession of heretical papers.
heretical papers. Antony and Cleopatra shows the conflict between Rome and Egypt.
Antony and Cleopatra.
Antony and Cleopatra. The ghost of Andrea appears in the play,
The Spanish Tragedy.
The Spanish Tragedy. Who said that the hero of Shakespeare's great classical trilogy is Rome?
Wilson Knight.
Wilson Knight. Helena de Narbonne is the heroine of
All's Well That Ends Well.
All's Well That Ends Well. Who said Shakespearean comedy is not finally satiric, it is poetic?
Charlton.
Charlton. Who made the remark that Shakespeare has no heroes, he has only heroines?
Ruskin.
Ruskin.
Edward Alleyn was a great actor of
The Elizabethan Age.
Elizabethan Age. The Swan Theatre was built in the year
1595.
1595. How many sides did the Swan Theatre have?
It was likely polygonal, perhaps with 24 sides.
Right. Cinderella is known for.
Being a neglected thing that achieves greatness.
Right. Sappho and Peho and Love's Metamorphosis are the plays by
Lyly.
Lyly. Who is the father of the essay?
Montaigne, but in English, it's Bacon.
Bacon. How are Bacon's essays called?
Dispersed Meditations.
Dispersed Meditations. How is John Marston called?
A ruffian in his style.
A ruffian. Which is Middleton's most famous tragedy?
Women bear women.
Women Bay Women. Middleton's best tragedy is
The Changeling.
The Changeling. Which is Tourneurs's somber tragedy?
The Revenger's Tragedy, now attributed to Middleton, right. Name the melodramatic tragedies of Webster.
The White Devil, The Duchess of Malfi,
Which writers did Sidney follow in his criticism?
Aristotle, Horace,
Aristotle and Horace. The Breacher's Bible is also called
The Geneva Bible.
the Geneva Bible. What, according to Ben Jonson, did Spencer die of?
For Want of Bread,
For want of bread. Where is Spencer buried?
Westminster Abbey.
Westminster Abbey. Ben Jonson says about Spencer that
Spencer writ no language.
Spencer writ no language, which is the first pastoral poem,
The Shepherd's Calendar.
The Shepherd's Calendar. Edmund Spencer lived during the period of
1552-99.
1552 to 99. Chaucer used dot allegory.
Medieval.
Medieval. Dot represents a cross-section of the society of Chaucer's age.
The Canterbury Tales.
The Canterbury Tales.
Sir Thomas Malory was born around
1415. Malory translated the French Chaucerian romances into
English prose.
English. Mallory narrates stories and also expresses deep feelings in
Musical sentences.
musical sentences. Reginald Peacock was born in
1395.
Peacock supported the
Yeah, of the church.
ancient practices through reason.
Ancient practices.
Caxton translated many French, Dutch, and Latin texts into
English.
English. John Fisher was an uncompromising supporter of the
Pope.
Hugh Latimer is the first of the writers of
Plain style.
plain style. Thomas More was born and educated
In London.
in London. Thomas More did not approve of the king's
Act of supremacy.
Act of Supremacy. Utopia was translated into English in 1551 by
Ralph Robinson.
Ralph Robinson. More's English prose works include
The Life of John Picus.
The Life of John Picus. The complete title of the work Utopia is
De optimo resi publicae statu deque nova insula utopia.
right. More was probably inspired to write this work by Plato's
Republic.
Republic. War is considered in Utopia.
Inglorious.
Inglorious. All issues are settled through, in Utopia,
Justice and common sense.
justice and common sense. More's Utopia influenced works like,
Swift's Gulliver's Travels
yes,
and Bellamy's Looking Backward.
Gulliver's Travels. The title Utopia has lent the word to the English language.
Utopian.
Utopian. Shakespeare broke the
Petrarchan form.
Petrarchan form. Homer and
Homer and Shakespeare.
are the most enduring of the Elizabethan poets.
Spenser and Shakespeare.
Spenser and Shakespeare. Leicester introduced Spenser to
Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth. Spenser spent 18 years in
Ireland.
Ireland. Spenser's sonnet series describes his courtship of the Irish girl Elizabeth Boyle.
Amoretti.
Amoretti. Spenser modeled the fairy queen on that of the Italian poet
Ariosto's Orlando Furioso.
Orlando Furioso. James I succeeded to the throne of England in
1603.
1603. The Tudor dynasty was brought to a close by
The death of Elizabeth in 1603.
right. The term metaphysical was first applied to dawn by
John Dryden and later popularized by Dr. Johnson.
right. Your is a group of Jacobean poets
William Brown, Giles Fletcher and Phineas Fletcher.
who nominated the scholars who prepared the authorized version of the Bible.
James I.
James I. The authorized version of the Bible is known as
The King James Bible, the first classic in English prose.
Religio Medici is
A curious mixture of religious faith and scientific skepticism.
2. Webster's The Duchess of Malfi appeared in
1614.
1614. Cover her face, mine eyes dazzle. She died young occurs in
The Duchess of Malfi.
The Duchess of Malfi. Who was the writer of real comedies in pre-Shakespearean drama?
John Lyly.
Lyly, who calls Marlowe as the first great poet, the father of English tragedy, and the creator of blank verse.
Swinburne.
Swinburne.
Remarked, Marlowe is the rapturous lyrist of limitless desire. Shakespeare is the majestic spokesman of an inescapable moral law.
F. Boas,
If Boss.
who coined the phrase Marlowe's mighty line.
Ben Jonson.
Ben Jonson. The title of a collection of verse which appeared in 1599 with Shakespeare's name on the title pages,
The Passionate Pilgrim.
The Passionate Pilgrim. The first folio edition of Shakespeare's plays was printed in 1623. Shakespeare dedicated his sonnets to a certain Mr. W.H. Who was he?
William Herbert, the Earl of Pembroke, is a leading candidate.
William Herbert. What was the name of Shakespeare's father and mother?
John Shakespeare and Mary Arden.
John Shakespeare and Mary Arden. The line, the lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact, occurs in
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
A Midsummer Night's Dream. Which play begins with the line, if music be the food of love, play on.
Twelfth Night.
Twelfth Night. W.H. Hudson's statement, essentially, the poet of the people, applies to
William Langland.
Langland. Arnold wrote, with him is born our real poetry. Who does him refer to?
Chaucer.
Chaucer. Thomas Nash's The Unfortunate Traveller is considered the first picaresque novel in English,
The Unfortunate Traveller.
which is called incidentally the first novel in English.
Lyly's Euphase.
Euphase. The third edition of Bacon's essays, containing 58 essays, appeared in
1625.
और इसी के साथ आज की ये चर्चा समाप्त होती है इस तरह की और ज्ञानवर्धक सामग्री प्राप्त करने के लिए हमारे साथ बने रहें।
जी बिल्कुल।
इस चैनल को लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करना न भूलें। नमस्कार।
नमस्कार।